Hey guys, this is MugenLord here, and as I promised to you guys in the community tab and then on this channel, I'm bringing to you guys my first impressions of Star Ocean: The Divine Force. So before we dive right into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button because it definitely helps me out here on YouTube, and also hit that bell to be notified for more GRPG news and fighting games here on this channel. So we're gonna dive into it now. As I said before, you guys been following me when it came to Star Ocean Divine Force, as I've been covering the game, giving you my thoughts and opinion leading up to its release. And then I finally played the demo, and you guys got a chance to hear my opinions on the demo, how I felt. And in the demo, I explained that, hey, this game has potential, and I'm really enjoying what I've played so far. But now that the game is out, and I finally have full hands-on time with the game, spent some hours into it, about like I would say I spent about like 10 hours into the game so far, and I'm telling you, have my opinion changed about this? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm impressed with this game. This game truly surprised me, because I'll tell you one thing. Star Ocean has been really rocky for me, in my opinion, after Star Ocean 2, which was the first game I've ever played. You know, it has its ups and downs. It's not a perfect series, but I love Star Ocean. I just love it. It's one of my favorite JRPGs ever since I started playing the game on the PS1. But the thing is, after playing Star Ocean 5, which was Integrity and Faithlessness, it really left a bad taste in my mouth, and it really hurt me. It really scarred me really bad when it came to the series. So even though that in my videos I explained, you know, how I'm hyped for the game, I still had in the back of my mind, my subconscious, saying to myself, I don't know, what if this game is trash? What if it fails, you know? And this is something that Tri-Ace really needs to work out, is because I want to see more Star Ocean, and all my fears went away once I actually started playing the game, spent some hours into it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you have never played a Star Ocean game and you want to get into the series, I will guarantee you that you would definitely enjoy this. This will be the game that you should pick up and actually give a try. And there's a lot of people that have been on the wall with this. They've been skeptical about this because of how the game looks visually, frame rate, and everything of its sort, and how the character models look. Push all that to a side, and you will actually have a great time with this. And the thing that really highlights this game the most is actually the combat. The combat is just addictive. I really enjoy every aspect of it, and I finally got a chance to actually play with a full party of 4 party members at one time. And I really enjoy the fact that positioning, as I said before, is really important in order to focus on maximizing your AP, and of course as well getting those blind sides in order to get an advantage in battle. And I love the fact is that every character plays differently. They're not copy and paste. Every character have unique traits, skills, and abilities, which I'll definitely go over in my overview in a few minutes to explain how everything works, so you can get actually a pretty good hands-on feel of what I'm talking about when it comes to the combat. But the overall presentation of this, man, like the characters, to me, in my opinion, despite them having them doll faces and sometimes expressionless, I would say that this cast of party members have more personality than the previous 2 Star Ocean games. It's something about Raymond that I like more than most of the other protagonists. Well, Claude will always be my favorite protagonist in Star Ocean, which is from Star Ocean 2. But Raymond is next in line as one of my favorite Star Ocean protagonists, because he's just such a chill guy. You know what I'm saying? And he feels more modern, like as far as personality, because most of the past 2 characters felt more robotic, like Edge Maverick, Fate Line Guy. Most of them felt more robotic as a protagonist, but this character feels more relatable, feels more grounded, and he's also a younger brother. So he also has a younger brother syndrome, where he has his older brother who pretty much treats him like the younger brother and stuff like that. So he's always trying to prove himself, but he gets along with everybody in the party, and he pretty much blends in, and he's already adapting to this lifestyle, or adapting to the people of this planet that he have crash landed on, which is really cool. And as far as the story is concerned, and I said before that the story in Star Ocean games, I would say that they're satisfied. They just like they're satisfactory. They're not like Final Fantasy level, but so far, from what I've been playing with the story and within the story so far, it surprisingly caught my interest. I really want to see where they're going with this, because I'm really curious about Duma, and I'm curious about these people with the horns that showed up and is pretty much blaming Raymond for destroying other planets, but Raymond has no idea what the hell they're talking about and everything. So I'm really curious to see how that play out and where they're going to go with this storyline. So that really has me interest in where that's going to go. So this game is really good. And for those of you who are worried if this game is going to be a bust or not, you have nothing to worry about. I think I would say Star Ocean is back. I would really say that. I'm not saying that this game is like, game of the year or anything of that sort, but you're going to find yourself having a good time, especially if you're into action JRPGs. You're definitely going to like this. There's also a ton of quests in the game, and yes, towns. Yes, ton of towns in this game that you're able to explore. Now, some people are upset that you can't talk to every NPC, but when it comes to NPCs, my motto for me, or my rule is, if they have nothing to say, they don't have them say anything. I love the illusion of a busy town, and those who do talk in the game, they should talk if they have something important to say, so I have no problems with that. And the fact is that it's been a while since I played an RPG that has towns, that actual towns in them. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 didn't have it, have that type of feeling to it, going to a variety of different towns and everything. So it was good to see that and everything. But exploration all in itself, and using Duma to find treasure chests and stuff like that, and scaling buildings, and to find Duma, the points for the VA points and stuff like that, to upgrade and everything, man, it's just really good. So to get more, like, I guess, to express how much I enjoy the combat system, how the game actually works, I like to actually show you guys in a quick overview of what the game is like, so you can actually understand, and so you can see for yourself instead of just seeing gameplay clips. I can just actually go over it with you guys, and maybe that may even influence your decision whether or not you want to pick the game up. So we definitely going to look at this real quick, and we're gonna go check it out. Okay, so here we are. I just want to do a quick overview. I just wanted to do something different when it comes to my impressions, to actually just show you the game in action itself, opposed to me just constantly just showing clips, of gameplay and stuff, without you having real understanding of what I'm describing here. Now you get to see it for yourself, where you'll be able to make a decision, say, oh, this may be the game for me. I like to give it a try. So the thing that really, like I said, stands out the most for Star Ocean Divine Force is this combat system. I think it's really addictive. I find it really fun, and because of the mechanics that they have in place, you have your skill trees, and then most importantly, your chain combo chart. This is where it gets interesting. So I just want to just dive into that real quick by opening up the menu system. And even before I go through that, a thing that I found what I really like about this is that you can also customize your UI in this game. Because I wouldn't say I have issues, but the problem with the thing is with the configurations where I wanted to map certain things was the fact is that when controlling Duma, they had Duma, because I'm playing on Xbox Series X for those of you guys who are curious, and I didn't get it on the PS5. The RB button uses Duma. Duma is the portable robot that allows you to fly around and traverse, and then the right trigger is your map. And that always confused me, because times I wanted to use Duma during combat, or just the Duma to travel and traverse through the lands, I had issues because I kept turning on the map. So I pretty much switched things around from RB to L trigger to swap those. And also there's a feature called stop mode. So during combat, the game freezes so you can make certain decisions, like utilize your items. So for some reason, stop mode wasn't the pause button. The stop mode was the actual select button, and your menu was the pause button. And I didn't like that, because during combat, I kept opening up the menu, and you can't access items using that your menu. You only use items during combat by using the stop mode. So all I did was swap that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Just make that clear. All right, so the highlight for me in the game itself, like I said before, is the combo system, the combo chains. So this is the current cast that I have right now, and Elena, man, she's one of my favorite characters, of course. So when you click on your character, you go to your chain combos. Before we go to the chain combos, look at the skill tree. This is where you pretty much enhance your character, learn different skills right here, and you spend skill points in this game in order to open up all the different nodes and stuff. You have passive skills, like right here, no guard. The user does not flinch if taking damage below a certain amount. And right now, I can actually, you know what? I got the points to unlock. I got to unlock the defense node real quick, and then I'm gonna get this. This is a good passive skill to have. So yeah, so you be able to use your skill points to be able to do this, but skill points also allows you to actually level up your skills. So each skill that you already unlocked and purchased with your from the skill tree, you can actually spend SP points to actually level these skills up too, in order for them to increase more damage and everything like that. But anyway, we're gonna go to the chain combos. This is where I say this is where the game gets fun. Is when you formulate in the different chain combos. So for starters, I see this chain combo flowchart thing like a puzzle, because certain skills and certain abilities in this game work well and depending on what order. Some have longer startup than others. Some can't even be chained, like canceled into each other, depending on the type of ability that a skill that it is. Some skills are like really heavy, and once you use that ability, you can't pretty much cancel into the next ability. So you have to know what order to put them in. So at this point right now, what I've done in this game when it comes to skills, Raymond, he has this thing called Quick Ripper, which is just a simple simple horizontal strike attack. No, vertical strike attack. And then you have this attack called Bell Ringer. Bell Ringer, he just jabs and he punches you. So what I decided to do was, I decided to keep for now Quick Ripper as a one button press, which means in this game, like I said, this is a skill tree. If you constantly press the X button right here, whatever skills you have in these boxes right here, it will follow up after Quick Ripper. But what I decided to do is just make Quick Ripper just a one button press. So I'm constantly using AP just to strike my opponents with this. This is just a quick strike. Now, I have this other move called Brazen Wave, which is a air projectile. And the animation startup for this ability takes quite a bit compared to Quick Ripper. So I decided to make this my hold down the X button. So as I'm doing this, striking with the X button, I can chain into this, or if I'm just at a distance, I want to just use the projectile, just hold the X button down, he'll strike. Now, my Y button is where all my heavy combos are at. I start off with a light, and then I go into like a medium type of attack, and then to a heavy. So this skill tree that I set up right here is payback time, which is a quick thrust strike. And I decided to add outrage to it. So when I click Y the first time, I go to payback, press Y right after it follows up with this combo called outrage. Then Cruel Buster, which is another attack. This attack can't be followed up, because if you notice in the demonstration right here, which I like to show the demonstration, Raymond kicks the enemy away. So it makes no sense to have this ability in between your combos. This should be a combo ender. So you formulate to what you want to be your combo enders and stuff. So payback time goes into outrage and then goes into Cruel Buster. Now this is the fun thing. You're not locked into these moves once you press the button. I can start off with the Y button with payback time and just press X and go to Quick Ripper. So you can pretty much mix your combos up. So I can start off with Bell Ringer. And since Bell Ringer is only tied to he is no other skills tied to this, so I start with a jab. Bell Ringer, Bell Ringer, Bell Ringer, and then go into Quick Ripper, and then I can switch it up to payback and everything like that. So you see where I'm going with this? I think this is really, really cool. So the same thing even with what I decided to do with Elena herself too. Another perfect example with Elena, before we go into the combat itself, all her skills. She has variety of different weapons. She got pole arms, she got swords, she got guns, she got knuckles to use. She can use her fists and stuff. So she's a versatile character. So what I decided to do was with her, I tied everything to the X button, everything that has quick strikes. just like Gladiator, where she hits you with the sword, goes straight into Lancer. Right after that, she pulls out the lance, and then she ends it with a combo ender, which is Assassin, which is, I think, it's pretty cool. And then this is a cool startup that she has called Fist of Fury. So you can make this a combo ender or a charger. Charge, hold the button down. I decided to make it a hold the button down because it starts up takes pretty long to start up, really, and it takes long for it to end as well. So what I can do is you can actually do Gladiator, Lancer, Assassin, and then cancel right into Fist of Fury if you want to as well. So there's a lot of things you can do. So I see this as like a puzzle to figure out what skills you want to use, and then I tied her blaster to the B button. So I have nothing following after this because I just want to just blast the gun, blast the gun, blast the gun. But that may change as I progress and get more skills with her. But man, it's really crazy. And then of course we have the mages and everything. But let's get down into the combat. The combat to show you pretty much how this game essentially works. So this is a low level area. I pretty much level grounded here. So the monsters are pretty much nothing. So I'm at Dolly region. So we got some enemies right here.
Target acquired.
Go in. You can switch by pressing up or down on the directional pad. Now another thing too, positioning is important as far as how you set your party order. What I did in this game, I have my mages. Now mages are very sensitive in this game. They are very sensitive. You really have to protect them. That's how unique they made these characters in this game. And what I mean by that is, for instance, Nina, she can't really attack enemies at all. All she can do is lock on to her allies and use stat buffs, heal, and stuff like that. So you really have to protect her since she really can't attack. Now she does have attacks that attack everything in the area, but it's really not a target specific. It's just an area. So she's pretty much, like, I would say, unconsciously hitting the enemies when she used those particular type of attacks. So you can send her in an area, use her bell, and it just hits enemies, but she can't specifically target an enemy. So you really have to watch her and everything. And then we have Midas. When he casts his abilities, it has a long charge time. And what you can do is, what's unique about his, he doesn't sit still. You can actually move while you're casting, you're charging, so you can actually move out of the way and keep your charge time and stuff. So you really have to protect them. So what I mean by party orders is important for me is because, like I said, you can toggle through by pressing up and down on the directional pad. So normally what I do is I have my party members, my mages sandwiched in the middle between my two attackers, so I can just tap up to switch to her or tap down to switch back to Raymond. So I don't have to, I don't want to get confused because for some reason my brain just keeps telling me to tap up. And that's why I don't put my mages like below, is because I'm gonna keep switching to my mages. So that's why I put Elena at the bottom. So if I tap up, it just takes me to Elena, tap back down to go back to Raymond again. So that's why that's how I decided to do that. So we're gonna move on and we're gonna go to another encounter. And the locations, another thing I want to talk about is the locations too. I think the way they made the locations, I think they look really, really cool.
You're surprisingly more used to traveling on foot than
And the
I thought,
visuals
Uncle
isn't
Midas.
bad at all. Now, certain enemies like this, they have different targeted spots. Depending on which spot that you hit, and pretty much just destroy them. It pretty much demobilizes them and everything. So if I attack this weapon, it affects the weapon and how that monster behaves and everything. And if you attack other spots, it also weakens it. So this game, certain enemies does have weak spots, and if you break that, it also increases your HP gauge, your AP gauge as well. Blindside. See how my gauge increased? I can roll. Oops, got hit. I'm gonna switch, and like I said before, when I cast, he can be able to move. He's the only caster that can be able to do that. And then I can switch to back to Raymond again. And also, if you time the dodge, here's the combo I was talking about. I well timed it. I'm out of AP. Switch back to Midas. Oops. Run back in there. Get him charged up. Gun. Get Duma again.
Insufficient.
Roll. So we want to go. Oh, let's do this combo. There we go. And it feels really satisfying too. And then stop mode, which I went to mention. Yeah, kill Nina.
Affirmative.
Now, Nina, even though she got all these stat buffs and stuff and heal, she can't heal herself. That's a drawback to it because she's that good. So there's a lot of balancing. Also, rolling during battle as well stops your AP gauge from recovering. So that discourages you from spamming rolls. So you have to think carefully about how you handle that whenever you're in battle. And also, when you run in battle like this, that also takes 1 AP and it stops your AP gauge from filling up. So you also have to keep that in mind. So there is a balance to this. And when using items too, it takes a long time for them to do it. So you really have to cover all aspects of your party when you're trying to heal and recover. There's also campsites right here as well that's placed in certain areas. You can rest up and you can pretty much essentially restore your health. So we're gonna get into another encounter once again.
After all that focused work,
And more story dialogue, which is pretty cool.
Just hang in there. A little farther west and we'll be out of the Adalia region.
Do you need me to carry you?
I like this. I love this party.
not what I meant,
In this
damn it.
game, I think this party has a lot of personality to them. I'm really liking them so far.
Initiate emergency protocols. Left arm.
Surprise attack. When you surprise attack, it freezes the enemies. Go back to raining. All right, gotta be careful.
Warning. Energy levels low.
All right, let my AP. All right, so punch, strike, this, that, kick, and charge attack. See, that was all my that's all custom combo that I put in the various different areas on the combo chain chart. Yeah, so this game really does encourage you to switch, and all the characters are fun to play in this game. And that's another thing that I really like about this, because most time with most action RPGs, I end up sticking with the main character because the main character happened to be the most fun to play, and I just dish out and give out commands to my party members. But in this game, that's not the case. And the same thing I can say about Final Fantasy VII Remake too. All the characters are unique to play in this game, so all of them are fun. You'll find something out of it, and plus it makes the battles much more engaging, especially when you're approaching bosses and everything. And I think it's really cool. I really like that aspect about it. But that's pretty much what I really wanted to show off when it comes to the combat, and just to give you the gist and the idea of how it all plays out. So yeah, that's pretty much the overview for, you know, the gameplay and how the combat works. Like I said, like I can't find myself. I'm just finding myself right now. I just can't put the controller down. I'm always I've been on this game for hours now. Like I'm having a good time and I'm playing through the battle, and the battles is just addictive. And that's what keeps me coming back, is actually like the combat system. And I'm always thinking about different strategies and way how I approach battles and everything. And like I said, I really want to see where the hell this story is going, because it really got me intrigued and everything. But that pretty much wraps up this impressions. It definitely surprised me, because I went in, even though I was hyped, I still had low expectations going in because of what Integrity and Faithlessness had done to me and my faith in the series moving forward. But man, please do yourself a favor, give this game a try. And it's a shame that no one is really talking about this. You have Star Ocean fans talking about it, and you do have some naysayers who's against it who are now saying, wow, like this game is actually good. And I think this game right here is gonna be one of those sleeper hits. Like, oh man, like why didn't I pick this game up a long time ago and everything? So I'm telling you right now, do yourself a favor, give Star Ocean Divine Force a try. You're definitely gonna like it. So I'm gonna finish this game up, and you're gonna expect the review once I'm done, so you get my overall thoughts and opinions within the review. And also expect a Dealfield Chronicles review on Friday. I was supposed to have it up today, but I had to do this video, and I was trying to see if I can do 2 videos at once, and it became just overload of work, and it was just unrealistic. So what I'm going to do is I pushed the review to Friday for Dealfield Chronicles, and then the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth/Remake video is going to be pushed over to Monday instead of this Friday. So stay tuned for that. Check the community tab for any other changes in the schedule for my uploads for this week. And you guys pretty much have a good day. This is MugenLord, sign off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.